All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight, we're going to be going over something that we kind of learned at Super Saturday, and some of you guys, even if you're watching the recording, may have not been able to go to Super Saturday, so this is going to be some information on that, but also just in general of learning how to go silver, and it being the first rank with Plexus, and why it's important, why everyone should try to get there. It doesn't matter if you don't really want to work this business, but everyone needs to go silver. Everyone wants to get their products paid for. It's nice to get free products, and that can happen when you go silver. So I think everyone should go there. I think this should be a goal if you are wanting to work this business and make this a substantial, great income. I suggest that your goal each month should be to go silver every single month. So that is why we're going over this. This could be for someone who's brand new, but also for someone who has been in this for a long time, because we want to go silver every single month. So we are going to talk about 5 keys on that. And first, I want to start off by saying all this information that we're about to go over tonight, don't let it get you overwhelmed. You don't have to know everything to go silver. You don't even have to know a fraction of all this that we're going over to go silver, but this is just a great plan to get you there if you want to do all of these things, because it's actually going to help you go beyond silver. All this information. It's not just to go silver, because some of these tips are something that you're going to need if you're wanting to literally take this to the top. So just know that whenever you start this, and if you want to go silver, you don't have to know everything. All you need to know from the beginning to really propel you and hurry up and get you to silver is to make sure that you are making your list and reaching out to people and getting people in 3-way messages. You do not have to know everything about Plexus, because that is what your upline is for. And all you have to do is find people that are interested and bring them to your upline. And that is the easiest and quickest way to get people on board. But we are going to go over these 5 steps. And like I said, these can help you in the long run. So the first one is building your vision. That is number 1. And I should have brought downstairs my vision board to show you guys. But having a vision is imperative to anything, building your life. I remember when I was about 19 years old and I was living with a friend. Actually, they were sisters, and we all just were roommating together. And one of the girls, they both got me on board and was like, let's make a vision board. And at that time, at 19 years old, I had no idea what they were talking about. But I went along with it and I did it. And I don't remember what I put on that board at that age. But that was kind of like the starter. Like, this isn't just something that's with network marketing, but it can help you in your overall life. Having a vision on what you're wanting out of life. Because if you don't have a vision, you don't have anything that you're really working towards. And it really plays into the law of attraction, and it's even biblical to envision and really see yourself somewhere. So you need to identify your why. Why are you doing this? It needs to be deep. It needs to be something that can literally bring you to tears. It can't just be, oh, I want to make $500. What will that $500 do? Where can it lead? What is it going to go towards? Is it going to help your kid, go to a specific school? Because that's what it was for me, making even less than $500 was me being able to put my kid in Christian school. So you have to have a why that is deep, not just, oh, I want to make this amount of money. Even if you say, I want to be Emerald, that's not a why. You've got to think deeper and figure out why deep down you want that and what it would do for your family. Identify your goals. Every single month you need to have goals. That is crucial in this business. I can attest that when I don't write down my goals, my business just staggers. So make sure that you're writing down your goals every single month, and they need to be specific. Build your belief. And this one is kind of huge in many different areas. There's a lot of branches that go on to building your belief. You need to build your belief in yourself, in the type of company that we're in. We're in a network marketing company. You need to build your belief on network marketing. You need to build your belief in Plexus as a whole. And you need to believe in the products. So obviously taking the products is going to be huge in building your belief. You don't have belief and you don't feel anything with your products now, go find some testimonies in Plexus Journeys or Life Changing Testimonials Facebook page. That can build your belief. If you don't have belief in our compensation plan in the company, then you need to go watch some Diamond documentaries on YouTube. Those are life-changing. Like, they bring me to tears. If you don't have belief in network marketing, then you need to read some network marketing books. So there are many aspects into building your belief. If you don't believe in yourself, which is a huge one for many, many people in this business, then you need to go and read some self-development books. I'm not a good reader. I tend to fall asleep if I read books. So I do audiobooks. So I do Audible and I listen to books. So that's huge. And another thing is creating your vision. So that goes into, having a vision board, really seeing yourself somewhere and envisioning that you are there. Your internet connection is unstable. I've never seen that before. That's weird. So hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. So yeah, building your vision, create your vision, creating a vision board. If you don't know what a vision board is, go to YouTube and just write in vision board and you will see tons of stuff to give you inspiration on that. Okay. So all my notes were all on that I was not reading on, but it was about everything I just said. Okay. Oh, one of the notes that she had said was, if you don't have belief, borrow it until you have it yourself. So either pretend or borrow it from a friend, borrow it from an upline, because, you need to have that belief. And people are if you're speaking to someone and you don't have the belief, they're going to actually hear that through your voice, even though you're not meaning for them to hear it. Okay. So number 2 on our list of 5 is create your networking plan. So number 1 is to create a Frank's list. And I should have written down what Frank's means. I think it's friends, relatives, something. Acquaintances.
Neighbors.
Oh, neighbors, kid connections, and what's S?
Do I have it written down?
I think it's spouse.
No.
No?
Not that.
Social, I don't know. I don't know what S is.
Was it like supervising, oh my gosh, I struggled with that one when we did a call with Amber and I had to look it up.
Yes.
And
I think you guys said it was like supervisors or something like that.
Weird.
Service
Mitch, what is S in Frank's?
organization.
The Frank's list?
Yeah, the service people, like your hair people.
Service
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So yeah, service people. So like doing your nails, your hair, things like that. Okay, so create a Frank's list. And I would suggest you, from like day 1, making a list of at least, I want to say 200 people, but for your first week, I want you to write down 20 names that you're going to contact in the next 2 days. So like literally in the next 2 days after you join. So that's crucial in writing a list of people that you know. So another thing to do is to think about writing your elevator speech. So it needs to be quick and to the point. And if you don't know what an elevator speech is, it's basically just a quick rundown. If somebody was to ask you what Plexus was, you would be able to tell them. Plexus is a natural health and wellness company that has changed my life. I have, if you're new, you won't have this story, but you could say my upline lost 20 pounds. She has no longer any migraines, no nerve pain, things like that. And she also replaced full-time income in her 5th month. So until you have your own story, that's where the borrowing your upline comes into play. So they mentioned asking more questions whenever you're talking to people. Don't just jump on them whenever you are talking to someone new. You'll want to ask them questions so that it's easy for you. Plexus will come up. Just talking to my neighbor today, I just moved here and I just was talking to her, and she was prior military, and she is on, disability from PTSD and back issues and so many different things that I know Plexus may be able to help her with those things, but I did not say a single word about Plexus yet. Because she is my neighbor, I will be able to talk to her again. And just building that relationship and building trust with her before I insert Plexus. So whenever you're writing your elevator speech, you're going to want to practice. One of the things that she had mentioned is whenever you're talking to someone and you're asking them questions, ask them, what do you do? Or, figuring out what their hobby is or what their job is. And if they say, I'm a stay-at-home mom, then you're able to say too, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I work from home with a company called Plexus. Have you heard of it? So create your social media plan. So social media is obviously a huge aspect of us building our business. 98% of my business has come from Facebook. And you can use Instagram too. Instagram is becoming really big, and people are getting people from Instagram. I'm still working on that, but I am solely Plexus or Facebook mostly right now. But you can utilize Instagram. So creating your social media plan, you don't want to post about how Plexus is a health business and then go and drink, sodas and coffee. Well, coffee's okay, I guess. And just showing that I don't even know what I'm trying to say or how to say that. I can't post on Facebook about how Plexus is a health company and then go and post pictures of me eating at McDonald's, a couple times a week, or just making bad decisions that we tell our customers not to do. So you just want to be an example of your business. Lead by example. My husband's over here giving me words. So another thing about posting on Facebook, you'll want to obviously not load down your Facebook with just Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. You will get people blocking you. So my rule of thumb is to every Plexus post that I post 2 to 3 non-Plexus posts. I never post, 3 or 4 or 5 Plexus posts a day. I just do 1 Plexus post to every 2 to 3 regular posts. And if I do post another Plexus post that day, then I need to post another 2 or 3 non-Plexus posts. Post surveys, interact with your people, asking questions. People want to give their opinion. And the more people give their opinion on your Facebook, the more your posts are going to show up in their news feeds. That's the way Plexus works. So you'll want to make sure to ask people questions, get them interacting on your posts as well. Learn from your upline and peers. So make sure that you're friending and following Plexus people that have a good, that are good at posting really well. You'll want to follow them so that you can copy, and you can even share, not click the share button, but you can copy and paste on your page what somebody else has posted. And you can tweak it a little bit. Make sure that you don't have a lot of mutual friends so that they're not seeing that you're copying. But we all do that. We all share each other's posts. If you're not reaching out, this is something that one of the ladies talked about there. She said, if you're not reaching out to people about Plexus, you're just giving people third-party validation for someone else. So basically, we can be posting all day long and telling people about Plexus and getting them knowledge on this. But if you're not reaching out to them, you are just giving them third-party validation for them to go to someone else. If they see somebody else posting about it, and they may go to them, or they may reach out to them, and you didn't. So just make sure that you're reaching out. People can watch your post, and you may not think they're watching, but they are. But they may not reach out to you, so you need to reach out to them. Okay. So do either of you have anything to add to those 2 tips before we move on to tip 3? No? Okay.
I'm going to back on some of the stuff that you said.
What, Chelsea?
I'm going to be piggybacking off of some of the you said anyways.
Oh, okay. So Mitch, you got number 3, increase your Plexus knowledge.
Okay, so as Chelsea and Amanda know, I know a lot about the Plexus products, like just the technical side of things. I know a lot. I don't know everything, but they always seem to say that Mitch will know the answer to that when somebody asks a technical question. And so, I don't know. If you've ever studied color personalities, I'm definitely more of a green personality and a yellow personality. I'm a helper, and I like to know the details. I like to know the research. I want to know every little thing about every little thing before I make that decision. So when they talked about increasing your Plexus knowledge, I was like, okay, well, I think I have that one covered. But it helped me to realize that even though you may know the answer to something, you don't need to give the answer to somebody who asked that question. Like, for example, while we were on this Zoom call tonight, I got a message from a potential. She's like, okay, my husband and I are talking about this, and tell me again, what does the Slim do? Now, I could have told her what Slim does, but I sent her a video. I just copied the link, and I said, here's the video for Slim. It tells you what it does. And I said, and if you want to know, because we've talked about whether or not she was going to go with Slim or the triplex. And so I sent her a separate video on the gut health side of things. So using that third-party validation is huge, not just answering the question, even if you know the answer, using a YouTube video or using your upline to put them in a 3-way to saying, hey, I could have said, well, I wouldn't because right now Amanda's on this Zoom call, but I could have said, hey, let me put us in a 3-way message with my friend Amanda, and when she's available, she could probably help us out with some of those questions that you have. So that was another way that I could use third-party validation, because when you have a third person say all the information that you're trying to tell this person, it helps them to know, like, oh, somebody else does believe this. It's not just her, coming up with this information. So increase your knowledge of the products. Go on YouTube, watch videos. Ame Darling, Kristen Abart. Those are just a couple people who have great product knowledge videos. Also, we have a new catalog coming out. So if you want to get a few of those, just if people ask for a catalog, it's great to have those on hand. There's a new triplex video you've probably seen floating around that Plexus made. Let's see, there are shareables in your back office, so make sure you're going and looking back there to utilize those, because they are all compliant. So you don't have to worry about, is this compliant, is it not compliant? Everything back there is compliant. The new Success from Home magazine, that in our back office there will be a 1-page document explaining how to use this magazine to have the best impact on your business and sharing it with other people. They are available to purchase 5 in a 5-pack. They come in a 5-pack. So if you purchased one from the back office, you would get 5 magazines. So if you wanted to, give one out, just like, hey, you want to learn more about Plexus? Like, here's, you go. Your success guide in your welcome kit that you got will have product information. So you want to make sure that you're reviewing that. Even the seasoned ones like myself and Amanda and Chelsea and Cheryl, she's been here, oh my goodness, almost 2 years too. We still need to go back to that success guide and just review it to keep it fresh in our minds. The comp plan, it is important to know how you get paid, but it is not important for you to know that on day one. There are some great YouTube videos that will help you understand the comp plan better, but sometimes it's going to take watching that comp plan 10 times to understand the comp plan because we get paid 11 different ways. And so it is a little bit complicated, but they did come out with a new comp plan chart that very clearly, simply, smoothly shows you how we get paid. That was amazing when they showed that at Super Saturday. I love that because the old chart was really complicated to me. So I'm going to end just talking a little bit about compliance. Compliance is huge. Compliance with the FDA and FTC is so big in terms of keeping Plexus's doors open. Everybody, from every single ambassador, is responsible for making sure that the post that they're posting is compliant. There's a great video also out there on compliance that they showed on Super Saturday that I have seen floating around. So if you want to see that, let us know and we can get you that video. But it is the head of compliance doing it and explaining the FTC and the FDA guidelines. His name is Chris Reed. Yeah, that's about it, I would say. Oh, and I just wanted to say one other thing is back here where Amanda was talking. One thing that, maybe you said this because I had internet issues in hearing you, but one thing that they said in our Super Saturday is they asked, so why isn't Plexus sold in stores? Well, some of you might have heard other reasons, but some of those reasons are, how are you going to know one vitamin C product is more important than the other vitamin C product? How are you going to know the quality unless you have a personal testimony telling you that? As somebody is saying, yes, this one is good and this is why I know it's good and this is, knowing all the details. It's really hard to have somebody representing that vitamin C standing in the aisle to give that testimony. So that's one of the reasons that they wanted to make Plexus a network marketing company. Another reason is it's cheaper. It is cheaper. You would pay more to get Plexus on the shelves than you would buying it directly from a network marketer, because in order to put it on the Walmart shelves, you have to have a marketing and advertising division in your company. You have to have distributors. You have to have trucks. If there's so much, they went through it on Super Saturday, at least in our Super Saturday they did, but how much is involved to get it on the shelves would cost way more than doing it as a network marketing company. And we're growing fast anyway, so why would we need to go to Walmart shelves? Okay, that's it. That's all.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about the last 2 steps, and I'm going to start with sharing Plexus, and I'm going to kind of piggyback off of some things that Amanda has already said. But this is network marketing, so it does require work in order to be successful, but there's simple steps that we duplicate over and over, and your main objective in your business is to build relationships and get your product and your opportunity in front of as many people as possible. And you just do that over and over and over. So there was a great video that we watched at Super Saturday that we could probably post in the link on the team page if it hasn't already been posted before. But it was a video by Kendra Hall, and she is a professional storyteller and an author. But we as network marketers are also professional storytellers, because people don't join us in Plexus all because of our amazing products. They join us because of why we are doing Plexus. So they're joining you either as a customer or as an ambassador on your team because of why you're doing it yourself. So there are 3 main stories that you have to know in order to promote your business. You have to know your why story. Why did you start Plexus? What drew you to Plexus? Your product story. If eventually, when you have started, even if you haven't taken the products yet, that could still be part of why are you wanting to try certain products that you're ordering. Then after you've tried those products, what have those products done for you? And then your opportunity story. What has this business opportunity done for you so far? So just knowing those stories and being she does a really great job explaining. I mean, she's a storyteller, so being kind of descriptive and drawing people in, like, just tell them about you. Amanda already did talk about your elevator speech, that's important in sharing Plexus, but I'm going to dive a little bit more deeper in it, because I wrote down what you can write down if you want to on how to create your elevator speech. So that's if, someone walks up to you or you're seeing a friend, you're like, hey, what's Plexus? Or what do you do? I guess it wouldn't be necessarily what's Plexus, because this elevator speech isn't about what is Plexus. This would be your elevator speech for your why. So your elevator speech for why you do what you do with Plexus is, I am blank, who are you? Who works with, what do you do? Who wants to, what are your goals that you want to achieve with Plexus? And in order to, what would that do for you? So an example would be, I'm a stay-at-home mom who works with other women who wants to work from home in order to put their families first and have an opportunity to earn additional income. Something super simple. I wrote mine down. I'm going to read it just so that I don't screw it up. So my elevator speech is, I'm a stay-at-home mom who helps bring hope to others who are wanting time freedom. I want to retire my husband to allow him to pursue his dreams and have the resources to travel with him for training in order for our family to not have to be separated anymore. Because guys, throughout my entire marriage, my husband has been gone a lot and I'm tired of it. So the financial opportunity that Plexus can provide, I know that I will be able to take the financial strains off of him so that I can provide financially so that he can pursue his dreams and not also have to worry about providing, but then we would also have the funds to be able to travel with him at times, so that we wouldn't have to be separated for six months at a time. So then obviously sharing Plexus, like Amanda had said, social media, just building relationships and talking with your friends and family. It doesn't have to, I feel like we sometimes make it more difficult than it needs to be. And we're really just telling our story. That's all we need to do. We need to just, why are we doing Plexus? What has it done for us? And that's what people are going to be drawn to. So when you're sharing on Plexus or sharing on Facebook, don't start telling your story. If you are like me, you were a struggling mom who, oh man, my phone is going to die soon. If you were struggling with energy, and like I just came across a post in TimeHop. I think I took a screenshot because I want to post it. Several years ago, I made a Facebook status at night that I was getting excited for my morning coffee. So dumb. So things like that, like I could post that and be like, I cannot believe that this used to be me, that morning coffee that I actually really did think about the night before. And it didn't even wake me up. It did nothing for me other than, I don't know, it was totally placebo effect. I couldn't like speak to anybody until I had that sip of coffee, but I was still exhausted all day long. And that's what drew me to Plexus the business side anyways, because once I realized that these products were working for me in energy alone, the people that I know tired moms. So the people that I draw to me are also tired moms because they can relate to my story. Okay, so exercising healthy business habits. So like I said, this is network marketing. It does take work, but it's simple. In this business, you can either work it like a hobby or you can work it like a business. But if you work it like a business, you'll get paid like a business. If you work it like a hobby, which is fine if that's what you want, but don't expect financial freedom if you're just going to work it like a hobby. It's recommended, if you are wanting to take this business to the point of financial freedom or to the top of the company, it's recommended that you devote at least 10 to 15 hours a week to your business. That's 2 to 3 hours a day. Now that doesn't have to be all in one chunks. If you can get it all in one chunks, like, more power to you. That is awesome. Most of us don't. It's just broken up in our little pockets of the day. Maybe you wake up an hour earlier than you typically do. Maybe you stay up an hour later than you typically do. There's 2 hours right there that you could devote to your business. So set a daily routine that supports your why. Like I just said, if you're wanting to be a diamond in the company, you might need to stop some hobbies for a short period of time. If you have a goal that I want to be at certain rank, we always say, did someone just talk? Okay, I didn't want to miss somebody. Give it your all for a year. I mean, obviously you want to stick with it for longer than a year, but give it your all for a year and see what happens. Amazing things will happen. So maybe you need it. Like for me, I've had to give up crocheting. I'm an old lady and I like to crochet. And I would, Netflix and crochet. And that was my thing. And a lot of the times I gotten so good that I could watch TV and not even look at what I'm crocheting and still be productively crocheting. But I've given that up to replace it with Plexus, getting up a little bit earlier than what I typically do. And I'm honestly, since my husband's been gone, I've been struggling with that one recently, but I've been staying up way later than I should. So just devoting certain times. Are you going to get up? Are you going to get up an hour early? Are you going to stay up an hour late? And what are you going to do in that hour? Are you going to, in the morning, are you going to decide that that's my time that I'm going to do personal development? I'm going to watch a video on a product. I'm going to watch some Plexus video. I'm going to watch another team call or listen to a team call if you weren't able to be on one. Are you going to listen to an audiobook or read during that time? Whatever works for you, but setting those goals helps. It just helps your business because it's easy to get off task. It's easy for life to kind of take over. But with that, also plan your life, plan your family. Because it's easy for Plexus to take over. A lot of the times this doesn't feel like a job. Like you're making money, you're earning an income. It's really amazing, but you're talking to people. And as long as you like people, you're having fun most of the time. So it never feels like work. So it's easy for it to just kind of like take over and you get excited when people reach out to you and all that. And if you don't put some boundaries on it, it's really easy for your family to feel like Plexus is all you do, which I feel like all of us have been there. So an important thing would be your IPAs, your income producing activities. I guess it's whatever works for you. Just make sure that on a daily basis, you are doing your income producing activities. And income producing activities are reaching out to people, new people, either building relationships or talking to them about Plexus, following up with people you've previously talked to, and giving out samples or sending samples to people who are interested. Other things to plan in for your business would be your posting. I mean, my brain is always thinking about Plexus. So there's sometimes before I go to bed, I'm thinking about the next, like, what can I post in the morning? Sometimes they come up to me on the fly in the morning, and other times I've purposefully looked for something to post on Facebook for people to see. Adding new people, growing your audience, and personal development. We just recently got Audible, and it's a monthly fee, but it's totally worth it. I have never really been into audiobooks, but I'm learning, if there's going to be people who are watching this recording, that I have 4 kids, and I'm really struggling to find time to actually sit down and read a book. So I've started listening to audiobooks, and I can listen to an audiobook as long as it's kid appropriate. I can listen to an audiobook anytime. I can do it while I'm washing the dishes. I listen to them in the car. As long as my household is not crazy psychotically loud at the moment, I could even just be sitting on the couch doing something else and listening to an audiobook. But planning that time helps you achieve your goals. So are you going to get up early and you're going to get your IPAs done? You're going to reach out to 5 new people. You're going to follow up with 3 new people. And as you start getting team members, you're going to start talking to one of your team members. Your 5-3-1 is what we call it. Are you going to do that in the morning and then in the evening? Whatever your day looks like for you, plan it out, write it on a calendar. And that's something that I struggle with. Organization is not a strong suit. Mitch said that she's a yellow-green. I'm a blue. I like fun and organization. Not that I can't do it. It's a little bit more of a struggle for me. So I've never been one that had to write things down, but I have to get better at that in order for, and anybody, we all should have to do that in order for your business to be successful. And if we've got families, planning our family time in that as well. So that's all I got, unless Mitch or Amanda feels like they need to say something to it.
So yeah, I am a blue as well. I'm horrible at organization. I think I'm worse than Chelsea. But I've gotten to senior Ruby, so it's not the end all if you're disorganized. It's just something that I try to get better at. So one thing that I had written here, and I don't think that it goes along with like share Plexus, but one of the ladies, because we went to different Super Saturdays. Mitch and Chelsea were in Minnesota, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was in North Carolina. And Angela, you went too, didn't you?
She did.
So one of the ladies, and I don't think it goes along with it, but she had mentioned this, so I had written it down, and she said, learn how to follow up. And so she says that she always sets up the next time that you'll follow up with them. So whenever you're talking to someone about Plexus and they are like, okay, well, I'm going to think about it, or I'm going to wait, whatever it is that they aren't committing to that day, you need to set a time that you're going to follow up with them, and you tell them that. You say, well, okay, that's fine. And you can ask them too, like, may I ask what it is that's holding you back right now? And that asking questions may help you be able to set that appointment of when you're going to contact them next, but also know what's holding them back so that you're able to know where their head is. So you're going to want to ask them questions, and then you're going to want to set up the time of when you're going to follow up with them so that they're not blindsided and they know that you're going to be following up with them. So set up that time. Have confidence that they want this. Set expectations. And no doesn't mean never. On average, it takes at least 4 months to get them to jump in. And not everyone is like that. I was not like that. I'm a very go-getter, straight shooter. If I want it, I'm going to get it now. And that's how I was with Plexus, and that's how I am with a lot of things. But some people will jump on. I've had my first month with Plexus, I went silver, so I had 3 people jump on with me the first month. So obviously, on average, it takes people around 4 months to commit and jump in. So just know that what you do today is your future. What did they say? Whatever you do or don't do every day is going to impact your momentum. It will be your future. So on average, what you're doing today, you will see come to play around 60 to 90 days later. So make sure that you are staying committed. Did you talk about cultivating a healthy mindset, Chelsea? Or was that something that my people just talked about?
I did not talk about that.
Okay. I think this goes along with your vision too, though. Cultivating a healthy mindset, thinking matters. You create what you believe. So if you believe that you're going to fail at this, you're going to fail. If you believe that you're going to succeed with this, you're going to succeed. So make sure that what you're thinking is positive things. Avoid the emotional roller coaster you create. You create your atmosphere, and others see that even if you think they don't, which is what I had mentioned earlier. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just don't let a temporary setback derail you. That's another thing. And this is, network marketing is kind of like a roller coaster. You're going to have high highs and you're going to have low lows, but don't let any of that derail you, because once you're on a slope of going down, it's going to come back up and you're going to have a high again. Activity cures everything. So activity every day, like Chelsea was mentioning, the 5-3-1, that is something that we should do every day in order for us to grow. So definitely stay tuned on that 5-3-1. So I think that's it. I hope that if you're on this call and this helped you, and I hope that if you are listening to a recording and that this helps you in going silver and doing silver every single month, because that is our main goal here. So I am going to go ahead and stop recording, and if anybody has any questions, you can do that.